Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the French F6F-5N Hellcat, the Canon version. We have taken some altitude. We had been side climbing as we saw these two guys going after some of our guys, and I thought let's get out of this cloud and get the hell in there. And then I spotted that little dot over there. There is two duos, two squads in the match, two UL guys and two Dex guys, and I saw the UL guys on lower altitude, so I thought that was one of the Dex guys, so I was keeping that dot in the back of my mind at all times. Now this plane is very similar to the regular Hellcat that we reviewed earlier. It is slightly slower. The maximum speed on sea level is 542 kilometers an hour, 8 kilometers an hour slower than the F6F5. Then it goes to 475 kilometers an hour on 4500 meters and 438 kilometers an hour on 6500 meters, which is about 12 kilometers an hour slower on higher altitudes. The top speed in a dive is also a little bit less, 803 before the red line and 885 kilometers an hour before it rips. Stall speed lies a little bit higher, 153. The control stiffening is about the same, above 600 kilometers an hour. You will notice the control stiffening in the roll rate especially, but roll rate and the elevator stay reasonably functional, although the roll rate suffers more. The firepower on this plane is great. You have two 20mm A and M2 cannons with 231 rounds per gun, for which I use universal, and 4 50 cals with 400 rounds per gun, for which I use stealth. I use a 600 meter convergence, and there is the first of the Dex guys. Now there is the other guy a little bit lower than him, and there's somewhere in the cloud is his buddy, that dot that we saw earlier as I was coming from the cloud. So I don't know if he was consciously already following me or not, but I don't see him yet. We shoot him on fire though, the first Dex guy, which is good, and he tries to turn around here, but he will not get guns on target. So the ammo load on those guns is good. 231 rounds for your cannon is pretty good, and very effective, those guns as well. I like those cannons. Acceleration on the plane is the same basically as the regular Hellcat. Is good. Energy retention is also good in the horizontal, not very good in the vertical, especially if you make some maneuvers. It loses a lot of energy in vertical maneuvers. The climb rate is average, and it does feel a little worse than the regular Hellcat, I have to say. It needs extensive side climbing just as the other one. The turn time in the plane is average, with the flaps ripping at 530 kilometers an hour, which is 20 kilometers an hour earlier than the regular Hellcat. Average roll rate and maneuverability, just like the regular Hellcat, is average. Overheating is the same. It is very manageable, not a problem. This also is a big target, but the plane is very versatile. You can equip bombs, 1,000 pound bombs. You can equip rockets, HVAR rockets, 6 times of them, and you can combine those as well in the later modifications. So very nice bomb loads. You can equip some tiny times times 2, and you can even equip a torpedo if you want. So you have a lot of options if you want to ground pound in this thing, as we get attacked by the second Dex guy. He made his first run and we finally spotted him coming from the clouds. There was also a doe in the clouds though, so whether that dot was him or the doe, I'm not quite sure, although the doe is very high. So I definitely think it was the 190 that we spotted in that cloud very early on. But yeah, this plane has a lot of options. It is very versatile. It is reasonable as a fighter when you come from the higher altitudes, but it does need that altitude. As a boom and zoomer, this plane is more effective than the regular Hellcat because you have cannons, which means you have more stopping power than the regular Hellcat, which means you finish off planes easier when you make a quick pass on them. And that is very nice, and that is something that I did notice on this plane. I had some very good results in this plane and some very satisfying shots as well. So yeah, it's nice, I have to say. I like this one, although, you know, the added battle rating of 4.7 is a bit steep though, I would say. The guns alone do not really justify that increased battle rating, and the performance is not better than the regular Hellcat, so, you know, 4.0 maybe as a top for this plane. It could even be 3.7 because there is no difference with the regular Hellcat except those guns, and the performance is less. It's less fast and it climbs worse. So I don't know. I don't know why this plane would be 4.3 with the 50 cals, especially these days, performing as they do. Cannons or 50 cals don't make that much of a difference. Although you're gonna see it at this moment, at this shot. I don't know if I would have made this shot with just the 50 cals. Here we go, we take the lead and we take him out. Now that was a very short window in which we hit him, and I think the cannons help with those kind of shots. Very nice, we get the duo, both of them, we shot them down, and very nice that we got them. Now there is one plane left in this match, that is that Doe, and he was going towards their base. And as we were going towards their base, he was telling like, you guys can get me, do you want me to die? Do you want, yeah, we said, yeah, we want to kill you. Or do you want to get ground totals, is what he said. So I thought, wow, this guy is actually coming back to have some of us shoot at him. And he said, I'm gonna make a pass on your base, low altitude, and then when I come to him, he turns around, goes to the base, and puts his smoke on. That was actually quite funny and unfortunate, because I really thought I have great respect for this guy. He knew the match was over, and up until the point where he turned around, I had great respect for this guy. So I thought he's gonna give his kill to one of us, this P-47 or me. We were in the neighborhood. You know, he's gonna let us make passes on him and let us get him. But in the end he didn't do that, and he decided to go back to base. It was a nice ruse, let's say, to get us to get killed by the airfield. I guess he wanted to try to win after all, and he tried to get a few guys in, but I would have respected that guy immensely if he would indeed have come back and let one of us have a go. But he didn't, unfortunately, so we don't get our 4th kill. We only get 3 kills in this match, but it's enough. It gives you a good idea of what this plane can do. And we go on to the next plane. You already see it. We unlock that plane in the meantime. 37,000 silver lions and 3,000 research points. I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now the 5N is a very nice plane, just like the regular Hellcat. I like them coming from altitude, they're good boom and zoomers. This one has 2 cannons, makes it a little bit more efficient as a boom and zoomer. Gives you a little bit more stopping power on those quick passes that you can get while you're boom and zooming. And definitely makes the plane slightly more lethal. The ammo loads are nice on it as well. The performance is less though, you have less speed in this plane in a dive and in a regular maximum speed on altitude as you're cruising along. Stall speed is a little bit lower. All in all, they are very similar, these planes. The differences are minute, but I don't really think that the cannons alone are worth the battle rating difference. But that is something for Gaijin to look at. I like this plane, it is good, it is excellent in its boom and zoom role, and I can definitely recommend you to use it to research part of the French tree. Now, we will be looking at a real French plane again in the next video, I think, although we might go for the premium Yak 9T as well, but after that we're going into the VB10s, and we're gonna see how those planes are performing at the moment. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, And if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.